Ads here from Herman Hits the Road. Welcome to Motorhome and Campervan News, October 2021. In this video, I look at new highway code changes, changes to the flags on number plates, and a couple have been shot at while in their motorhome. Just so you know, you can find links to all the news articles in the video description, and I've also provided timestamps. Wait until the end of the video for bloopers and outtakes, and let us know how much you enjoyed the video by leaving a comment or giving it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more of our videos, then why not subscribe and ring that notification bell. It's been a slow month regarding motorhome and campervan news. By now you know about the petrol stations running out of fuel due to the masses of people filling up when it wasn't necessary. You may have also heard that the highway code has been updated, but more on that later. First, we'll cover some disasters involving motorhomes. Kent Online reports that another motorhome has caught fire, this time on the M20 in Kent near the Leeds Castle turnoff. There is no information about what caused the fire, but no one was hurt. Then the Argus reports that the A23 was closed due to an overturned motorhome near Sayers Common. There is no information about what caused it to flip or whether anyone was injured. Then there's this report from the BBC News regarding a crash on the A64. Crowdfund tops £16,000 for family burgled after tragedy. Nearly £16,500 has been raised for the surviving members of a family involved in a fatal crash on the A64 last month. The accident near York killed a woman and two children in a motorhome. A man and a 6-year-old boy were also in the vehicle, were seriously injured, and after leaving hospital found their house had been burgled. Roads Policing Officer Sergeant Paul Corden launched a crowdfunding page saying he and his colleagues were horrified and could not sit by and do nothing. The fund has now hit nearly £16,500, 16 times the original target. Mr. Cording said he could not comment on the collision or the burglary as they were under investigation, but added, "This family have been through so much already." He thanked those who donated, saying their generosity was truly amazing and would help the father and son try to rebuild their lives. The family's motorhome was in a collision with a lorry on the A64 between Flaxton and Burton-le Willows on the 24th of August. When the surviving boy and his father, who were seriously injured, finally returned to their family home, they found many of their belongings gone, including sentimental items and a TV and Xbox games console. In other news from the Out and About Live website, the Love Touring Expo is back in Aberdeen from the 4th to the 7th of November and will be the first indoor show to take place in Scotland, and maybe the rest of the UK too since the pandemic started. There will be motorhomes, caravans, campervans and holiday homes to display, including 2022 models. You will also be able to seek expert advice, shop accessories, watch demonstrations and get tips on where to go, along with a range of activities for families, including an indoor zip line. The show will be at P&J Live Venue in Aberdeen, and tickets cost £12.50 for adults with free parking, and it's free for children under 16 and under. There's been a lot of news this month regarding the changes to the highway code. In August, I reported proposed changes to the highway code, which meant that the priority rules would change where vehicles would need to give way to pedestrians, especially at junctions. Well, those rules haven't been implemented, thank goodness. There have been 33 changes to the highway code, but most of them are to improve clarity and understanding. As I see it, the main changes are regarding how to use the hard shoulder and the emergency areas on motorways. I'll give a link in the video description so you can see the changes for yourself. But here are the ones that I believe are the important changes. Rule 269. The hard shoulder is for emergency use only. On some motorways, the hard shoulder becomes an extra lane during periods of congestion. Signs identify when the extra lane can be used. On motorways, when the hard shoulder becomes an extra lane during periods of congestion, emergency areas exist for use in event of an emergency or breakdown. The hard shoulder can only be used as an extra lane when a speed limit is shown. New Rule 270. Emergency areas are located along motorways with no hard shoulder or where the hard shoulder can be used as an extra lane and must only be used in an emergency. They are marked by blue signs with an orange SOS telephone symbol and may have orange surfacing. Follow the requirements and advice in Rule 277 if your vehicle develops a problem on the motorway, and Rule 278 to rejoin the carriageway from an emergency area. New Rule 275. If you need to stop your vehicle in the event of a breakdown or incident, try to stop in a place of relative safety. A place of relative safety is where you, your passengers and your vehicle are less likely to be at risk from moving traffic. The safest place to stop is a location which is designed for parking. On motorways and other high-speed roads, the safest place to stop is a service area. Other places of relative safety include lay-bys, emergency areas and hard shoulders. Be aware that hard shoulders provide less protection than other places of relative safety because you're so close to high-speed traffic. You and your passengers should, where possible, keep well away from your vehicle and moving traffic. Otherwise, moving traffic could collide with your vehicle, forcing it into you and your passengers. Rule 278. To rejoin the carriageway after a breakdown from a hard shoulder, build up speed, indicate and watch for a safe gap in the traffic. Be aware that vehicles, obstructions or debris may be present on the hard shoulder. From an emergency area, you must use the emergency telephone provided and follow the operator's advice for exiting the emergency area. A lane may need to be closed so you can rejoin the carriageway safely. I also recommend reading Rule 277, which concerns what to do if your vehicle develops a fault and you have to stop. It's a bit long and complicated for me to explain in this video. Moving on to other rule changes, there has been a change to what country's flag you can display on your number plate and at the rear of your vehicle. While driving in the UK, you can display one of the following flags with identifying letters on the left-hand side of the number plate. The Union flag, also known as the Union Jack, Cross of St George, Cross of St Andrew, Red Dragon of Wales. The letters or national identifiers you can have are United Kingdom or UK, Great Britain or GB, Cymru or CYM, England or ENG, Scotland or SCO or Wales. The flag must be above the identifier. But while driving outside the UK, your number plate should include the UK identifier with the Union flag. However, you will need to display a UK sticker, that's a UK sticker, not a GB sticker, clearly on the rear of your vehicle if your number plate has any of the following: a GB identifier with the Union flag, a Euro symbol, a national flag of England, Scotland or Wales, numbers and letters only, in other words no flag or identifier, and if you're in Spain, Cyprus or Malta, you must display a UK sticker no matter what is on your number plate. If you have a GB sticker, cover or remove it before driving outside the UK. You do not need a UK sticker or a UK on your number plate to drive in Ireland. The North Wales Live website reports that a couple on the North Wales Campervan holiday were shot at with an air gun. A couple claim their motorhome was shot at by someone with an air gun after they broke down whilst visiting a popular Gwynedd seaside town over the bank holiday weekend. The couple, Barbara and Ian McGill, both 65, along with their 2-year-old Cumber Spaniel Monty, were on a mini tour of Wales. They broke down near Marine Parade, Barmouth, and 2 hours later the couple heard what they thought to be stones being thrown at the motorhome. Mr McGill went to investigate and discovered that the campervan had in fact been shot with pellets from an air gun, leaving dozens of dents in the vehicle. Mrs McGill said there is substantial damage to the van, but our concerns were not only for us, but also anyone walking behind the vehicle had they missed us. We called the police and they stayed with us and took details. We, unfortunately, had broken down, so could not leave. We were uncomfortable staying where we were, so the policeman and my husband pushed the van down the road, hoping we were out of harm's way until the recovery vehicle could attend. Can you imagine 2 people pushing a 4-ton motorhome? Incredible. It could have been worse, she says. We could have broken down on the side of the road, but we were along the Marine Parade with the most beautiful beach and spectacular views. There seems to be an issue with residents with the parking of vehicles and motorhomes. It was very alarming and upsetting to be shot at with an air gun, which has done a lot of damage and will now have to be repaired, but I suppose we will have a story to tell of a kind policeman who helped push our motorhome along the road. Due to the vehicle breaking down, they had to get a train back to Bristol. North Wales Police are investigating the incident. From the October edition of MMM magazine, pop-up campsite push from government. The Westminster government has said it wants local councils to cut red tape and allow more pop-up campsites across England to support the surge in demand for staycations. Planners are being urged to take a flexible approach to the enforcement of regulations. Last year, new measures were introduced that allowed businesses to set up temporary campsites for up to 56 days without a need to apply for planning permission. The government says it wants more businesses to take advantage of the opportunity these changes have presented, and said it will encourage local planning authorities to take a flexible and proportionate approach to the enforcement of planning controls. Local authorities are also being encouraged to speed up new applications for campsite licences. The new measures will not prevent local councils taking action where relaxation of the rules have a negative impact on public health, the local area or the environment, such as litter, noise pollution or social distancing. Running out of fuel due to the masses of... Can't say this word. The show will be at PJ and Duncan. Where possible, keep well away. We're making words up. Rule 278. To rejoin the and follow the operator's advice for existing. You do not need a UK sticker or number plate to drive in Ireland. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? I don't need a number plate in Ireland. They've written that wrong. And I've only just figured that out. Due to the vehicle breaking down, they had to get a... Planners are being urged to take flexible... Oh, come on! Read all the words! To the enforcement of planning. So that's it for this month. Like, subscribe and ring the bell. Thanks for watching and goodbye.